Hey everybody, Tag Life Done Free. Hey, I'm getting back from all of my travels, and I know I haven't put a video out in a little while, but we're going to change that today. And so today I thought I'd take a stab at some of the questions that I've had, and I had a lot of people approach me about, starving the beast and about conformity and about what is it that they can do. And so I thought I'd put out a little video about what you could do. How is it we can stop complying, and how is it we can do those things? So anyway, if you're interested in anti-conformity, if you're interested in our regular scheduled unprogramming, come on, check it out. While complying can be an effective strategy for physical survival, it's a lousy one for personal fulfillment. Living a satisfying life requires more than simply meeting the demands of those in control. Yet in our offices and our classrooms, we have way too much compliance and way too little engagement. Now, the former might get you through the day, but only the latter will get you through the night. Daniel Pink. I loathe your ideals. I admire your methods. If one believes one is right, one shouldn't wait to convince millions of fools. One might just as well force them. What are your masses but mud to be ground underfoot, fuel to be burned for those who deserve it? What is the people but millions of puny, shriveled, helpless souls that have no thoughts of their own, no dreams of their own, no will of their own, who eat and sleep and chew helplessly the words put into their mildewed brains? Aaron Rand. As we lay in bed at night, most of our minds oppose the current agendas and mandates of the modern day. In public, we say and do what we're told. We comply and justify it by just saying that we're powerless to change the system. See, society is way bigger than us, right? And so we just blend in. See, this is exactly what the system wants you to believe. If you privately disagree and publicly conform, you must understand that you are a willing partner in tyranny. Instinctively, people care about being in the popular majority, right? I mean, many times we don't even agree with this group, the popular majority, but we need to appear successful, or we feel like we have to be above average, and this tricks us into following these social pressures. We rarely have the ability to make the distinction between appearance and reality. We strive to keep up with the Joneses, even knowing that this group is an illusion, right? The fifth branch of the government, right, the media, has conditioned us to what a woman is, to what a man is, to what success looks like. I mean, drive down any street in America today and you will see signs of these pressures at work. See, this is why people will live in a rundown home, right, which is an appreciating asset, and yet drive a new car, a depreciating asset. Right? Our natural willingness to go with the popular opinion makes us ripe for propaganda and tyranny. The powers that control the social perception prey on this because it makes us so easy to manipulate. The executive, the judicial, the legislative branch, along with big corporations, can control our behavior by manufacturing this illusion of popular opinion. The mainstream media and the social media outlets are now used primarily to manipulate the message of the majority's support for specific ideologies and mandates. You ever hear fact checkers, anyone? See, this is nothing more than psychological warfare. We are so misinformed. Take any topic in the news today. We can look at the wars overseas, economics, education, even your health, and I would bet you that very few of us actually know the facts. Unfortunately, this leads us all to self-censor, right? I mean, they don't even have to censor it. We do it to ourselves, right? We keep our real opinions to ourselves and appear in public to, at best, tolerate and at worst, comply with whatever agenda is being pushed. According to the Washington Examiner, 2/3 of the population are no longer comfortable sharing their political opinions. Is this true? Well, we must ask, is it just what they want, or is it real? And the truth is, I don't know. When your fellow man sees you conforming in public, it is in his nature to assume that you agree. See, this strengthens the grip, even if it's not true. And by staying quiet, we further enslave ourselves and all the people around us as we conform. It builds the conformity in others. This further opens the door to the collective illusions. The result, you see, is a self-fulfilling prophecy. And when people make these assumptions about other people's opinion and then fear we might get into the minority, we become an easy target for those who seek power and control. We become much more likely to fulfill the desire of the controllers. Have you ever wondered why the German people went along with the Holocaust? See, these collective illusions are the building blocks of tyranny. How many people do you think hung a, practice social distancing sign up during the pandemic, right? Or, 6 feet apart, or put your mask on, whatever it was. How many people do you suppose hung them up, even though they didn't agree with it? Did they do this because it was just easier? Did they do it because they believed it was popular in the court of public opinion? Did they do it because everybody else did? See, this behavior enforced the illusion of the majority support for the government and how it was handling the Great Plague. Timothy Snyder once said that the system is totalitarian, not because some individual has total power, but because the power is shared in conditions of total irresponsibility. Let's look at it another way. So, it's election time, right? And people are going to be heading to the polls. Yards are littered with signs of support, right? And is it support of a particular candidate? If you have a sign in your yard, is that why you do it? Just to support this particular candidate? Because you want change, right? See, the person that placed the sign there, I'm sure they believe this is the case. But I would argue it's a sign of support for the very system that enslaves us. And every sign is a decree that the system works. By displaying these signs, you are subconsciously agreeing to the rules of the game. We will pick 2 slave masters, and you get to pick which one of those you want to serve. By the left picking their choice and the right doing the same, both parties help the other stay obedient and compliant. Do you understand? See, totalitarianism means you're both a supporter and a victim. How can that be? The truth is every one of us possess an incredible power to bring real lasting change. And just as we talked about in this video, our compliance has a ripple effect that sways the actions of others, and our non-compliance has the exact same effect. You've heard me say many times that each of us are in a different place in our journey, right? And I've told this story a few times, but I have an uncle who used to tell me how crazy I was, and he would make fun of me because of the way I live, self-sustainable, living off-grid, doing for myself. 2 years ago, he came to me and he said that I might be the smartest person he knows. And when he said that, I couldn't help think to myself that I was so glad I didn't call him stupid. I'm so glad I didn't create that divide, right? The system, the people who seek control know that as long as we fight each other, we are compliant and we are not fighting them. The truth is, though, everybody, we don't have to fight them. We have to stop accepting the rules to the game. We just have to take a stand. I'm not talking about on a keyboard. I'm talking about in public. We have to voice our opinions, and you will see this magical ripple effect. People will join you because you took away their fear. The moment we stop cooperating, we send a signal to others who feel the same way. We can destroy the collective illusion. Have you guys ever heard of a thing called the Velvet Revolution? It took place in 1989 in Czechoslovakia, and just in 11 days, a peaceful revolution toppled an oppressive regime. Now, this peaceful revolution puzzles many historians to this day. This started years earlier when the people just simply stopped playing the game. After all, just like it was then, it is now. It is just a game. At the end of the day, we're social beings, and what we say does have influence on others. And when we don't comply and we don't conform, we possess the powers of the butterfly effect. We can change the world in dramatic ways. The Velvet Revolution started with just one voice. One. And if we continue to comply with the political agendas that we don't agree with, then we are sentencing our kids and grandkids to a lifetime of creeping tyranny that will surely suffocate society. As Václav Havel said, and the word courage should be reserved to characterize the man or woman who leaves the infantile sanctuary of the mind. But at the end of the day,